Welcome to the Lee Selectboard Meeting. It's May 16th, and I'll open the meeting. Our first order of business, we have a special order of board reorganization, and at this point, I would move to appoint Bob Jones as chair of the Select Board and Gordon Bailey as clerk.
I'll second that.
If there's no further discussion, Bob, I'm happy to pass the torch if you're willing to accept it. You already got a gavel ready. Got two on this.
Right.
But if there's nothing further, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Your meeting, Bob.
All right.
You
Thank
can have both of them.
That's great. I'd like to thank my agent,
That's it.
my third grade teacher. All right, first order of business, the minutes of open session minutes of May 2nd, 2023.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 3, we have a public hearing on an application for a new annual wine and malt restaurant license from Burmese Bowl Corporation, doing business as Burmese Bowl at 114 Housatonic Street. And I apologize in advance for my pronunciation. Manin Yu Kang is the manager. So I guess we're waiting for a presentation. Very nice to meet you.
Hi, good evening, board. My name is Matthew Porter. I'm a corporate licensing attorney for Burmese Bowl Corporation. Along with me on the Zoom call this evening in Lee is Attorney John Graziano, who's a local attorney, along with Min Kant and Manin Yu Kong, who combined to make up Burmese Bowl Corporation. Right now, they're doing business as Burmese Bowl at 114 Housatonic Street. Min has been in the food industry for several years, made his way out to the western part of the state a couple of years ago, working in a supermarket, doing high-end sushi. A year ago, they were given the opportunity to purchase their own restaurant, which has really taken off. They are now looking to add a beer and wine license so that you can enjoy a nice cold beer, a nice glass of wine, with the fantastic food that they serve there. Both individuals are alcohol tip certified. They certainly understand the rules and responsibilities that come along with the service of alcohol. All of their employees and servers would be required to be tip certified as well. So with that, I can certainly answer any questions that the board may have, and Attorney Graziano as well as the applicants can as well.
Thank you.
You gentlemen have anything?
The only question I would have is, I'm looking at your floor plans. I know a lot of people are doing other outdoor seating. I see you have some seating out on a porch, looks like. And are all those seats accounted for as far as the total liquor license capacity? And what you're looking for?
They are correct.
Yeah? Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah.
This would be the front porch would be,
Right.
Yep.
and this would be the permanent license space. I know
Okay.
during COVID, there were special regulations that were allowing outdoor dining, those sort of part and parcel, but this would be the licensed premises would include the front porch.
Okay, great. I just didn't know if we were going to see you back again. No,
Nope,
yeah,
we
okay.
shouldn't.
All
Nope.
right. Well, I don't have any other questions or comments at this point in time.
Yeah, what are the hours of operation?
Hours of operation?
For the restaurant hours, 11 to 9 o'clock, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else from the board? We'll open up for public discussion. Kathy?
Kathy Hall, Lee Youth Commission. I'm always very concerned about the playground that's right behind your structure. Are any tables going to be out in the back? You know, because the playground's right there, and we don't want to have people sitting there having wine and alcohol, and it might spill over, so to speak, onto the playground. So that's my
Sorry, we're
big,
not able to hear her.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, do you want me to repeat? Yeah, my concern, I think those, yeah, but this one was working before. Okay, can you hear me? Yes. Yes? My concern is to make sure none of the seating is in the backyard, because you're right.
It is not.
Okay, because you're right on top of the playground.
That's right. All the seating is gonna be on the front porch. This is all away from the back playground. Understood that might be a concern. So it's all gonna be the front porch is railings and stuff, so there shouldn't be any
Right.
problem. No one should be with alcohol back towards.
Okay,
back
because that's my biggest concern. We have been very fortunate with the liquor store next door. They have been wonderful about putting up a fence, to separate the building from the playground itself. And we just want to make sure, there's already, we pick up bottles and nip bottles and everything else, but we don't want it to be any worse than it already is. And we are going to be working with the police this coming month.
I don't anticipate any problems, but if there ever is, I've worked with him and his wife for a year now, and they do everything by the book.
Good.
If there's a problem, give me a call, I'll have it taken care
Right.
of.
I trust you. I trust you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more comments from the public? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I would move that we approve the application for a new annual wine and malt restaurant license for the Burmese Bowl Corporation. Business is Burmese Bowl.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
I'd like to
Thank
the
you very
board.
much for your time.
If you haven't eaten, stop down and eat. The food's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
It is,
Come there,
yeah, very
get
good.
Stop and have food. It's really different than anything else that's available. And I personally had to stop eating a tuna poke bowl because it was going to turn into a fin and start flying.
All right, thank you.
Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye now.
Thank you.
Moving on, item number 3, a public comment. Kathy?
Thank you. Kathy Hall, Lee Youth Commission. The Lee Youth Commission is working diligently to keep our parks looking good, but we need your help. Unfortunately, people have started to throw garbage under the pavilion and on the skateboard park at the Lee Athletic Field. Some of this garbage, marshmallows and chicken bones, can be dangerous to the wildlife whose habitat exists especially in this field. There are 4 garbage recycle bins outside the fence of the field. Please use them. Keep our park clean. On a more positive note, our recent project is to repaint the basketball lines at the Lee Athletic Field. That should be completed by the end of the week. And so far we have half a court done. It looks fabulous. Also, both the Lee Master Plan Committee and the Open Space and Recreation Plan Committee are attempting to have hybrid meetings. Check the town website calendar and the town agendas to get more information as to date and time. Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment? Peg?
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, you can. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, Sean, in your election. And I commend anybody that puts their name out there, whoever, to get their, anyways, that whole thing. Why I'm here this evening is I know people are probably tired of hearing about our upland facility, but I think we're almost now in maybe a second stage of what is going to happen. And I guess I'm hoping, all of you, We'll continue on monitoring what is going to happen in this situation. The trucks, at some point, will be rolling, and I guess I would like to just say I hope you monitor the situation. And a few years ago, at our town meeting, Bill Matthews made an idea. It didn't pass, but he was hoping that maybe possibly we could get, or you could get, or someone could get, people that, and I know you all do, but understand about the monitoring process and how the separation is going to be between the good and the bad PCBs. And the monitoring, to me, I don't know if it would, I know right now it's GE and the EPA, I believe, if I'm correct in my assumption, that is going to be doing this. And if there could be some outside force that could at least be with them at this time or monitoring it, because I do believe this is going to be something we should keep our eye on, no matter what. In Pittsfield, I also read about Berkshire, how they're doing a study of around Allendale School, and that'll be out, I believe, in, well, they said, from what I read, in 6 months, about June or July. So that might be interesting about that particular process, and if there is anything in that we could at least look at and learn from. And it was in Berkshire, I think it was last month, I'm not sure, but you could check that out. I appreciate everything that you've all done, and I really feel this is, in my mind, another stage of the process of the monitoring and keeping things going in a positive manner for all of us, I grew up in Pittsfield, and when Jack Welch, the CEO of GE, left Pittsfield, it was quite an adventure. And that can was kicked down the road to Lee. And on a personal level, and again, this is my opinion, there's no statistics, I always felt Lee was sort of a stepchild between Lenox and Stockbridge. I never felt that way, but I have heard that said. And that to me is social justice, it's environmental justice. And I'm concerned we can't change what's been done, but we can make sure that futuristically things are very good for everyone in southern Berkshire County. I also feel that if you have a blighted area that has been stated, my opinion would not be to put in another dump. My opinion would be to try to make the area better. And this is something, again, these are personal, emotional issues. I know you need science. I know you need statistics to back these up. I thought what the Board of Health did in their writing was really superb. I had read it, and it made me think much differently in many areas. So again, I know that some people are tired of hearing about this, but we have to monitor this now very, very carefully. And I'm depending on you people to try to keep your eye on this. And I thank you very much for everything you've done. And I'll be around. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you.
Any response?
No.
I'll just say that a week from tomorrow, on the 24th, the EPA is going, and there's going to be CCC, Citizens Coordinating Committee, and the EPA are going to be at the library from 6 to 8. And we may find out more then, and your concerns, I'm sure, Peg, are shared. We don't know very much about truck routes. We don't know very much about monitoring. There has been discussion about, whether we could get an independent firm to oversee GE, but that's not part of the agreement, so that remains to be seen. But your concerns are well taken and shared.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
I know it's not an easy task.
Thank you. Gail?
Hi. I'm just wondering about what was going on with the request for the NEPA permit for Eurovia.
I was going to be talking to Chris about that after this meeting. So it'll be discussed. I haven't had a chance to in the meantime.
Okay, yeah, I know.
So too many other things going on.
Yeah, I get that.
But anyway, it is not lost. It actually, if I boot my phone up right now and turn it on, you'll see that was my next thing to talk to him about.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, so I could get back to you.
One of the things that I really don't know what your guys' plans are right now as far as, I know you're trying to meet with other town boards or whatever, but I would consider our town a sacrifice zone. And I think we really need to be pushing that because it's pretty clear that the other towns look at us this way. Since the environmental EPA leader has changed and there's a difference in the government, we don't no longer have the Trump administration tearing apart EPA. I would think that things should be able to be turned around. And I'm really hoping that we can join together as a group. I feel like we're so unorganized, and there's many people who want to do things, but we have, we don't have a concentrated or organized way to go about doing that. And so I'm just hoping that we really seriously look at the fact that we are a sacrifice zone, and it's just not right, the environmental justice behind it. I don't even think EPA at this point is even looking at the science. I just think they're saving GE money. I think the GE has been very successful at getting people in the right positions, and that's why we're faced with this problem. The 2016 permit was a whole lot better than what we have today. And I don't see why. I think some of the people in the town are giving up, but I don't think we should be because it's going to be a bigger problem than we can imagine. And thinking that we can monitor GE is, from my experience, is just not going to happen because they're just running over us like a steam engine right now, and I don't know how else to say that. And I think that we really need to look at some, it'd be nice if we could get someone in that could help us figure out how we could fight this, even if it's a campaign, a public publicity campaign. Maybe people would, join in and help us out. I mean, to pollute more land and then, to pollute an aquifer, possibly pollute our water supplies. It's just not called for. It's not necessary. So I'm just really hoping that we can put that together. And I don't know, I'm really looking at you guys for direction. Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Any comments?
Well, I would just, to you, Gail, and to everybody else, know that we may not talk about this at every meeting, but there are ongoing efforts to try and help this town out as best we can. And we can't always talk about everything, as you know, but we do have ongoing efforts to touch base on everything that you two have already spoken about. So be patient, and I know keep coming asking questions, but there are just some things that we aren't in a position to talk about yet.
We heard back from all the other towns in writing, actually. and they don't want to meet with us. So that's kind of where we're at with that effort at this point too.
Thank you. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be one town maybe,
There may be one town,
but we've certainly heard back from the three, right? The definite no's.
I was gonna mention that in my report.
Yeah,
but
okay.
We
Yeah.
got in writing from three.
Okay,
from
so three.
towns and, yeah.
And then the other thing, I know I've brought this up in the past of some oversight committee, and I think you're right. There is no oversight for GE. I do, I think you're right, but, you know, at the very least, maybe there's some sort of, we can be informed as what's going on to some degree and have some experts at least on that committee that could kind of go through some of the data with more knowledge than what I have, or.
I can say I watched a CHEJ Zoom meeting today, and they're running East Palestine in Ohio. They're having significant problems getting GE
Yeah.
to respond. It's just, it's clear that EPA is not protecting the citizens. It's really clear.
Well, we can assure you that, I mean, there is an ongoing and direct effort to address everything that you're saying. And I'll also say that next Monday, we're meeting again with Elizabeth Warren's staff, and everything that you've said is on the table, so
Thank you.
it's ongoing.
Thanks for your efforts, I really do
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Anybody else for public comments? Moving on, general business, do we have Wiley Goodman online?
I don't see Wiley on here.
Should we move ahead and do the gas permits?
can always
and see-
come back.
Check back in again, I don't know if she, yeah.
All right, we'll put that one aside. We've got 3 Berkshire gas permits. The first one for 174 Bradley Street to replace the gas service.
Mr. Chairman, after reviewing this, I'll make a motion that we approve the permit at 174 Bradley Street.
174 Bradley Street. Do I have a second?
Second.
I do have, yeah, I just a question, it says approved by the police, it's marked off as yes, but nobody signed off. Is that just an oversight or just,
Is this
let's
a
just,
copy of the original? Yeah, just double check that.
yeah, we'll just double check, and if we need a signature, fine. If not, part of my motion, I would just make sure I do a
Pending
minor
police,
amendment. Yeah, pending police department
approval.
and allowing the chair to sign.
Second that motion.
Yeah, Sabrina's checking the original right now to see.
Thanks.
Yeah, he didn't sign it, you're right. He checked off yes, but he
Oh, he checked it off, but he
Okay.
forgot to sign.
That's
Yeah,
okay,
so-
I mean, as long as he,
We'll
let's
send
get a
it back to
signature.
him.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. And any further discussion for 174 Bradley Street? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have 10 Park Place, a gas service repair.
Okay.
10 Park Place, yeah.
Right on here, right on top.
Yep, number 10.
I would make a motion to approve the gas service repair at 10 Park Place
Do we have a second?
Yep,
and allow the chair to sign.
yes, I'll second that.
Any further discussion?
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And finally, 52 Main Street, a gas service leak repair.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve this, and seeing that it was a leak, I hope they've already taken care of it. I hope it's retroactive approval.
No smoking.
Yes, yeah, no smoking in the alley. Anyway, I would make the motion and allow the chair to sign.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, still no.
Still no Wiley.
Still no
on
Wiley. Let's move on to any topic that we couldn't anticipate. You have anything, Chris?
Nope.
Nothing. Okay. Chris, you're up.
Yeah, just, it was been pretty much mentioned already, but we did receive correspondence from the town of Lenox, Sheffield, and Great Barrington, and all 3 towns declined our offer to meet with them, so. We have those in writing, so just waiting officially from Stockbridge.
So I'm going to reach out to Stockbridge again. Well, I think the only town that hasn't officially.
That hasn't responded in
Yeah,
writing.
Officially, I'm going to try to cut them off at the pass and give them a call. And then I'm actually going to try to, I've had some offers from private citizens who said they could reach out to people in other towns on those boards to see if we can get a conversation going. But it's, I just have to say for the record, I'm terribly disappointed that they weren't willing to even have a conversation with us. We're not asking them to get out of the agreement, to rescind anything. We're not asking them to join us in any effort. We were just looking for a conversation so that the public throughout the River Corridor would have a better understanding of what we're facing. And all 4 towns have thus far declined. You have anything else, Chris?
No, that is it.
Still no Wiley?
Seems like we need to get her on our next agenda.
I guess so.
There is a report in your package that she
Yes,
shared.
okay.
I'll reach out to her and see what's
Okay.
happening,
Yeah.
if she wants to come back, but anyway, there is some information she.
Yeah, I had
sent
some
along,
questions.
so-
I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to discuss. So, I'd like to have her come next time, since she isn't here this time.
So if there's no other business, our next regular meeting is on June 6th, D-Day, 2023. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're done.